This is a Caterpillar 983B track loader. It's made by CCM and it's in 1/48 scale. Now the 983 was based off of Caterpillar's D8 bulldozer. They literally took the bulldozer, pulled the blade off, and stuck the loader frame on it, and that's what gave you the 983. It's a massive machine. It's hard to comprehend just how big this thing is just by looking at it. Now, I've never seen a 983. I've never seen one run. They're not exactly a common machine just because they're so big. There aren't many excavating companies that would have had one of these. This is mostly like a mining or like really big scale excavating machine. Just because it's just so big. I mean, it's just big. And I can't help but imagine this thing is probably a bit of a pig. Just to use a D8 in the sense that you would use a track loader. I can't imagine it being terribly nimble. But maybe that's not really what it was made to do anyway. Anyway. Looking at the model here. It's very nice. This is one of the Diecast models from CCM, and it's their usual very good quality. One thing that stands out, you can see the stack is bent just a little bit, and it's a plastic stack, and I'm pretty sure if I tried to bend it back and get it straight, I would break it, so I'm just going to leave it be. The balance of die-cast to plastic is pretty good. It's about what you would expect from CCM. Just like first gear, some of the finer parts, are made of plastic. The operator station is really pretty good. The decals and the labels and everything are just fantastic. The paint is maybe a little thick on some of the panels here, but it still looks pretty good. Overall, it's just a really very nice model. The tracks are a little stiff on some of the sections there, but they do roll fairly well. The idlers are spring-loaded, which is nice. That's something that I think you've kind of been spoiled into just accepting that models are going to have spring-loaded idlers now. It's just, I guess you'd call it standard practice now. But, at one point in time that wasn't the case, but now it is. And it's certainly nice. The hydraulics are very nice. They're stiff enough that they'll hold any position, but they're not too stiff to give you the full range of motion, which is really nice. CCM just did a really good job with this loader. Now, they made two versions of the 983. One is the ROPS version, which is what you see here, and it has a drawbar and a counterweight. And the other version had a cab and a set of rippers on it. Now, I've never been a fan of track loaders with rippers, so I opted for the one without, and I'm pretty happy with what I have. Like I said, it's definitely it's a very nice model. Underneath it's pretty basic, but I mean that's largely what the underside of the most track loaders look like anyway. They're pretty stout underneath. Now there is motor detail, but you can't take the panels out, so you really can't see what's in there. But you can just barely glimpse at what's inside and get a decent idea. Now, like I said earlier, it's hard to grasp just how big this machine is. So if you put them next to a 63 and a 53, you kind of get the idea of just how darn big this thing is. Like, it is massive, and you can see why a lot of excavating companies might not have had one of these. A 953 you can truck around all day every day. You take that thing anywhere, no problem. A 963 you can haul that thing anywhere. A 983, oh man, you're talking one permit load, maybe two permit loads. I don't even know how you break this thing down. That thing's got to be heavy. I don't know what the weight is exactly, but it's got to be a monster. So anyway, I mean, that kind of gives you a decent idea of just how big a 983 is. And keep in mind, like, this is 1/50th scale, this is 1/48, so it's going to be just a little bit bigger because of the scale difference, but not that much. And it's still a pretty good reference to see just how much of a monster this thing is. Anyway, that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. If you'd like to see more of what we have, please subscribe to Maryland Construction Diecast. And thanks for watching.